So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. I am Daksh. I'm the founder of Blub World magazine. So, our work is basically focused on finding teenagers who are doing great work in life and sharing their inspiring work with other teenagers. So, simply put, we find teens who can inspire other teens. And till now, we have covered nearly 300 such teenagers from across the world. And from time to time, we try to create industry white papers on K-12 sector, which is typically schools. So in these industry white papers, we try to focus more on the kind of innovation that's going on, what all new is happening, and where will the sector head towards. So first of all, before we move ahead and I do a proper introduction of the whole show, once again, welcome all of you to the Blub World Web Talks 51st episode. Just some days back, we completed 50 episodes of this activity. And till date, more than 400 school leaders have participated in this from 70 plus geographies from across the world and shared their opinions, thoughts, and innovations with Blub World. And selected some of the best innovations have been already published in the last month's edition. And we are printing the next month some more innovative things that schools have shared with us. Just to give you an idea of the kind of innovations that we were looking at. We started this activity when the lockdown started. The topic was very simple, no lockdowns on learning. So we asked schools that what all innovative are you doing right now to keep learning continuing? So just to give you an example, there's a very small place called Padua in West Bengal. They don't have good internet, so they could not have virtual classes. So they gave a very innovative assignment to the students. They told them that create a custom dictionary at home, add 5 new words to it every day, and bring that dictionary to the school once the school reopens. The Indian Embassy School in UAE gave an activity called Cartoon Speaks, that cut the cartoon strip in whatever newspaper that you get and write an interpretation of that cartoon. One school in Sundarbanj in Odisha gave a very nice activity by telling the students to write a wisdom diary that create a daily list of what all good you do and what all bad you do and bring that to school once the school reopens. So the schools have been drastically, I should say, innovative during this lockdown, and they have actually, with their amazing grit, they have created innovations that will last even beyond this lockdown. And what we could understand कि ये जो पूरा lockdown है, ये आप, you can take it as the world being a laboratory for education experiments. Because इतने सारे बच्चे, इतने सारे parents आपके पास एक controlled scenario में थे जिसमें आज तक आपने जो कुछ imagine किया, आप उसे experiment करके देख सकते थे कि if that experimentation could prove to be great in the education sector. ऐसे हमने बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे experiments को इकट्ठा किया है जो हम आपसे share कर रहे हैं regularly through Blub World social media and my magazine. So the topic for today is again something really interesting. The school in a screen. So from a screen not being allowed into a school, now finally a school only being a screen is something that we all seen. सारे जितने भी लोग इस कॉल पे हैं उन सब ने अपने स्कूल के अंदर और अपने बच्चों और पेरेंट्स को बहुत स्ट्रिक्टली इंस्ट्रक्शन दिया था बच्चे को फोन से और टेक्नोलॉजी से दूर रखिए. और आज हम सब इंस्ट्रक्शन दे चुके हैं कि बच्चे को टेक्नोलॉजी के बहुत पास रखिए और रोजाना 5 से 6 घंटे की क्लासेस उसे लेने दीजिए. So the scenario has drastically changed and we have all acted like very amazing diplomats. So let's see, what do you think that how would a school exist in the post-lockdown era? And just to give you an understanding why we have chosen this topic, the way we understand a school or the definition of a school that we know has already been obliterated. It does not exist anymore. Because जब आप अब एक स्कूल का सिंपल सा कॉन्सेप्ट होता है, बहुत थोड़े से टीचर बहुत सारे बच्चों को हैंडल करते हैं, लेकिन अब वो कॉन्सेप्ट एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करता क्योंकि अब बहुत सारे टीचर्स को बहुत थोड़े थोड़े बच्चे हैंडल करने होंगे. सो इवन द फाइनेंशियल मॉडल ऑफ अ स्कूल डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट. तो बहुत सारे छोटे बड़े चेंजेस आएंगे स्कूल के अंदर. सो लेट्स सी व्हाट डू यू थिंक, हाउ वुड स्कूल्स चेंज पोस्ट दिस लॉकडाउन, एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली, विल टेक्नोलॉजी टेक ओवर अ स्कूल or will school still stay relevant? So thank you so much everybody for being here with us. I hope you enjoy the next 30-40 minutes. So let's start listening from you. What do you think on the topic school in a screen? So let's first hear it from Mohit Chaudhary, sir. Mohit ji, over to you for the next 2 minutes. You can unmute your audio.
I'm Mohit Chaudhary, working as a principal with MV Convent School and College, Gohania, Prayagraj. And I have around 15 years of experience. I have been abroad also and worked with a multinational company. And I'm a tech savvy guy and I'm from a technical background. I'm an MCA, MBA systems, and currently also undergoing some education, continuing education. So that's it. Uh, as far as the topic is concerned, first of all, I would like to define this term, schools in a screen. Now, what do we understand by this term? So actually, to me, it means a kind of education that is provided to the aspiring students through mobile apps, web apps, or online education mode, that is internet, and which can be accessed on desktop or laptop, iPad, or smartphone screens. That is what I best think would be the definition for this term. Now, moving forward, I would like to discuss few things like the stakeholders who are involved, the current impact of this thing on the stakeholders, the advantages, disadvantages, and if I have got the time, I will also discuss the future scenarios. Now, the stakeholders. The stakeholders are basically parents, the educators, the school management, student, corporates, the government, society as a whole. Because we all are part of a society. We all considered together as a whole, we are a society. So the first, I would like to discuss the impact on teachers. Now, this pandemic situation has actually imposed much harder time on teachers. Now, like they're working more, much harder than previous. Like in the offline mode, they didn't have to work so much hard. We all know that because they have to work upon the content. They need to arrange it, analyze it, collect the data, and then create the video lessons or sessions and then upload it. Now, uploading is a big task, right? Considering the internet speed these days. So, and moreover, some of the teachers, the educators, they were not prepared for this. Like some of them are not tech savvy. They don't know how to create video lessons using or downloading the video app, which can best create the video sessions, which can engage the students or the parents, can leave a, you can say, impact upon them. So due to this, the teachers were not able to create some, you can say, engaging or entertaining content for the students. And as far as the parents are concerned, the parents, they have a wide variety of thinking. Most of them, they think that the school is doing all this.
Mohit sir, thank you so much. Actually, the time was over. We'll try to come back to you once again. So if it's possible, I think teachers working much harder, a lot of content being created by the teacher and bandwidth issues being there across the nation. You very nicely explained and put the topic in context. But again, we'll try to find more innovative things and more innovative ideas that you think will change in a school. Because टीचर की कैपेबिलिटी, टीचर का स्किल सेट चेंज होगा ही होगा, बट वो कौन से स्किल्स होंगे जो आपको टीचर में चाहिए. आपका जो बच्चा अब स्कूल वापस आने वाला है, उसका पर्सोना डेफिनेशन भी चेंज हो जाएगा, बिकॉज वो वन ऑन वन पढ़ने की आदत डाल चुका होगा, और जब क्लास में आएगा तो वापस वन टू मेनी मोड पे आएगा. एंड टीचर्स मास्क पहने हुए होंगे तो वो एक्सप्रेशंस और जेस्चर्स काम नहीं करेंगे. So how do you think all this will change in the school post this lockdown, or will the school actually remain within the screen? So let's now hear it from Anisha Sharma, ma'am, Principal, Guru Gobind Singh Khalsa Public School, Raipur, Chhattisgarh. Ma'am, over to you for the next 2 minutes.
Good evening, all of you. Yeah, Anisha Sharma from Raipur, Chhattisgarh. And nice to be here among you. And I got to learn in the beginning how you are managing so many talk shows, and you are enhancing the knowledge of others, including me. The first thing which I think after this pandemic, it was all sudden. The mindset was not prepared. So the mindset, to prepare the mindset of the parents, of the students, and of the teacher was very, very difficult task. As I can say that technology is not new in education. Technology is not new. It has been decade that we are using technology in the classroom, but this complete teaching is going on online. And I think many of the students are suffering as they are not able to access the internet. They do not have enough mobile data to go through all the downloading or going on online classes. to go with this, it is still difficult for the parents, those who are living in remote area or not financially strong, to have a smartphone. Especially if I talk about my school is in remote area, and there are many parents who came up with this one, that madam, we don't have a smartphone. And during this lockdown, asking them to get one smartphone and to get strong access to internet with strong GB is again a challenging situation. So keeping in mind, it's very easy to say for them that go for e-learning for those who are having computer, those who are having laptop, tablet, or smartphone. For them it is easy. Mindset again, and teachers were not trained, students were not trained to get the online teaching. So my all teachers, they came, madam, how we are going to do it? So again, to tell them verbally, because suddenly one fine morning we were asked to stop going to school. So it was very difficult, and still it is difficult. Some are saying that we are not able to download, as you said in the beginning. But seeing the present scenario, yes, we have to overcome all the challenges. Instead of sitting and counting the challenges, we should try to find a solution. And by making calls, our teachers are attending the parents' phone call, they're talking to the parents, and the inspiration and motivation is absolutely missing. The eye contact and the connection is missing during this e-learning. So that is again one very challenging, I think. And plus point, if I talk about e-learning, is you are accessible to so many at a time. So that is one plus point. And students, as you know, online teaching was very new to them, and they were finding it very interesting in the beginning. Maybe later on they may feel bored, but yes, in the beginning, sitting with the mobile, papa give your mobile, and parents came along with their problem that we are taking the smartphone and children are not having. So that is one again economic,
Thank you so much, ma'am. Internet being a big issue again, and motivation actually missing. Emotional connect बच्चों से बहुत ज़्यादा दूर हो गया है. बच्चे आपस से एक दूसरे से बहुत दूर हो गए हैं. तो वो जो एक camaraderie, एक community spirit थी, वो बहुत typically इस समय पे defeat हो गई है. Just some days back, we had the principal of आपका कलिंगा इंस्टीट्यूट, जो उड़ीसा का एक ऐसा स्कूल है जो एक साथ एक कैंपस पे करीबन 50,000 ट्राइबल बच्चों को पढ़ाता है विदाउट चार्जिंग एनी फीस. एंड उनके प्रिंसिपल ने एक बड़ा अच्छा सा स्टेटमेंट शेयर किया. मैं वो स्टेटमेंट आप लोगों से शेयर कर रहा हूँ जस्ट कि अ स्कूल इज टिपिकली एन इंस्टीट्यूशन व्हिच इज सपोज्ड टू ब्रिंग द सोसाइटी टुगेदर, एंड वी आर राइट नाउ टोल्ड टू टीच अ पैराडॉक्स, सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग. तो ये एक्चुअली होगा कैसे? हाउ डू यू टेल दीज किड्स टू स्टे अवे? एंड क्या स्कूल अपना एक्चुअली पर्पस मीट कर पाएगा इफ इट टीचेस देम द ऑपोजिट ऑफ व्हाट इट वाज सपोज्ड टू बी? सो लेट्स नाउ लिसन इट फ्रॉम Mohammad Azhar sir, founder principal, Knowledge Academy School, Chennai, Tamil Nadu.
Thanks for inviting me for this topic. So, what I would like to share, the whole COVID situation has made the schools to focus on 21st century, not for 19th century. Number one. Number two, learning as a school management, real learning will happen. Focus on real learning will happen instead of learning for marks. Yeah. Learning for life will happen. Yes. Online learning is not for content transfer. It is to kindle the child's learning. That is the shift, paradigm shift, which has supposed to be happened earlier. Due to our COVID situation, we are doing that. And the assessment pattern, now it is totally shifted to child's skill. It is not on content. The moment you put the content, the child will copy from the Google. Now, as a school management, school has to shift to the school building of infrastructure to individualize, personalized learning will happen. As school management, learning beyond school classroom will start doing that. Now, as teachers, the shift here is teacher's caliber. The caliber of the teacher will be tested now. It is for the whole world to know what is the teacher's caliber and how much the child teacher has to prepare for that. The workability of the timing for the teacher is very flexible. No stress for them. Travel, taking care of all those other stuff whichever they had It's on their own comfort zone, we can do it. As students, if you look at it, the student will become independent individual learners. Instead of depending on the teachers, they'll start to learn as individuals. Number two, as they will be focusing more on research, projects, and they will make their own decisions, which is the skills required for 21st century. And ultimately, they will become quick decision makers and independent thinkers for the future, which is actually required for, especially for India. These are my thoughts when it comes to school in a small screen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I think again, learner for a life. Here I would like to quote a very small and similar example. When the world saw commercial development or economic development, पहले it used to be a seller's market. कि seller decide करता था कि बाजार में क्या product available होगा या नहीं होगा. And when the economies developed, globalization came in and it became a buyer's market from a seller's market. And right now, that shift has happened in the education sector, that from a school's ecosystem, it's now a learner's ecosystem. Because बच्चे को engaged रखना on this platform and after this will be a new task. The teacher का केवल educated होना is not enough. I think केवल education transfer करना is also not enough. उसे थोड़ा सा entertainment भी transfer करना पड़ेगा. So it will have to be edutainment. और classes केवल physical नहीं हो सकते. Phygital classes होंगे. Physical classes plus digital classes. So that's going to be the next reality that we'll all see. So let's now hear it from Ms. Priyanka Pathak, Principal GD Goenka Public School, Shivpuri, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. Priyanka ma'am, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, sir, to make me a part of this session. First of all, as you discussed, for a teacher, it's very difficult to engage the students. It's really a very tough time where it's very difficult for the students to engage. So for this, our school has decided that after every 2 classes, we are conducting 2 classes for students up to 8th class. And 9th onwards, it is 3 lectures we have planned. So after 2 lectures, we are sending the videos of activities where some yoga related to music, or it can be related to library books. Some of the activities are prepared for them and we are asking them to do at home and then send their videos. These things we are doing to engage the students, because nowadays students are even not having, are not even going outside. So they are also very much irritated at home. How? For this, we have decided to connect the students with some videos which are related to activity and all, where students are exercising their activities at home and then they are sharing that videos. And our teachers are really appreciating their efforts. So students are engaged in this way, as well as some of the competitions we have done in order to engage the students. Even after this lockdown, when the school reopens, we are planning that now we will be starting the classes with smart classes. We are already having the setup of smart class. So we will be conducting the classes where the students, as students now became habitual of learning with the online teaching. So the same type of impact will be with the smart classes where we are already having the videos. So that will be shown along with that teacher will be teaching. So it will be, bring more enhancement as well as more effective teaching learning experience for the students. That's also from my side.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts with us. Smart classes, smart boards, and smart tech. This is going to be the new definition for the new times. But एक बहुत important चीज ये है कि in the coming times, are schools across India equipped with the infra that we need? And do we as institutions need to shift on the simple model of BYOD, bring your own device? Because we right now don't know how to keep all those devices safe from the virus. So do we want kids to have their own infra and we should have a contributive infra? Let's see what happens. Let's now hear it from Jessica Massey, ma'am, Principal, My School, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. Ma'am, over to you for the next 2 minutes. You can unmute your audio.
So I am Jessica Massey, Principal, My School, Lucknow. Yes, this is a challenging time, and this is something that I faced right in the beginning of the meeting. The technological challenges where I could not put my sound on, and I had to log off and log in again. Yes, technology is a challenge. Technology has always raised ahead than the education. It is something which goes hand in hand, which we call as blended learning, but then it is again which paces fast ahead of the very education. So yes, teachers have always and schools have always tried to hold back that technology so that we could use it as a tool, we could use it as a medium, we could blend it in our education scenario, but it has always been a challenge and will remain. We can talk about, A towns and B towns, which are blessed with Wi-Fi and people have resources to get their iPads provided to the children so that they can go through online classes. But sadly, it is a fact that there are government schools and schools in villages and Kendriya Vidyalayas where this is a dream. Uh, Teachers in A towns and B towns are also struggling technologically. So we cannot expect it from the teachers who are coming from villages and who have had no training or maybe no exposure to technological resources. So it is going to be difficult for our nation. Sadly, we are not alone. It is a global phenomenon. There are many developing countries like ours which are facing the same problem. But as you said, that statement that you quoted of a principal from Odisha, that school is a place that brings everybody together. School is also a place that comes up with solutions for problems. So it is up to us, our educators and managers, to come up with solutions. How can we reach out to each and everyone and make it feasible? Because this is going to be a new norm. We all know it. This unprecedented time is going to stay for many years to come. Yes, there is going to be opening, unlocking, locking, unlocking, locking, but then this is going to be the new norm. And we have to come up with ideas. We have to come up with solutions to reach to as many students and not compromise with the quality of education that we are catering. We always say that we are building them up for 21st century skills. This is the time we are building them up for 21st century challenges. So I think we are getting there. It is going to be hard, but we've learned it in 3 months. I think given 3 years, we will be there catering to everybody. It is just about, finding the right tool, finding the right medium. And I believe platforms like this that open up, problems. Well, I hear so many principals sharing their views of online classes. It is time to think, how can we combat them? Where so many have been successful, we have to see that how can we actually tackle them also. Right. Is my time?
Learning and actually coming up with solutions. The reason why we started this activity is very simple. When we started this, we had a simple target in mind that every section of the society is supposed to contribute to the society with its own capabilities and skills and experiences.
Yeah, so it has to be a contribution from all.
Absolutely. So as educationists or as people who are taking care of education of so many people, this is the time when we are supposed to create the knowledge that the world would need in the coming times. And I would request everybody who's there on the call, please build an habit of writing one observation paper every evening. Because what you can observe right now with the kind of interactions that you're having with your students, nobody else can. And that every single observation could actually become a basis for the next big innovation that the world would need. At the moment, we are writing certain specific observation papers with some of the schools. There's one school in Gujarat which was not able to send back its hostelers before the lockdown. And it has been housing 50 hostelers since the lockdown began. And these 50 hostelers are right now studying under a Swaminarayan run trust school. And they come from some of the most affluent families of all across Gujarat. So just imagine the kind of challenges that the school might be having, but they've been doing some amazing work with these kids during the lockdown. So if you are doing something interesting, try to document that, because this is the actual history that you'll be writing and the world would need from you. So thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts. Let's now hear it from Renu Singh, ma'am, Principal, Sri Balaji Academy, Sanwad, Madhya Pradesh.
Hello, good evening, everybody. So this is Renu Singh from Sri Balaji Academy, Sanwad, Madhya Pradesh. So, sir, after listening to everyone, I think the same problems are everywhere. That how can we manage online learning and how can we handle with our students, and especially if I'm talking about my school. So it is situated in rural area. So the same problem. So now I'm going to say something about the innovative ideas which we are following since last 2.5 months. So especially we are going to focus on writing and reading, because ये एक ऐसा पॉइंट है सर कि स्कूल में चाहते हुए भी हम लोग शायद इसको कहीं ना कहीं कंप्लीट नहीं कर पाते, कंप्लीशन नहीं लेकर आ पाते हैं. तो फर्स्ट टू फिफ्थ हम लोगों ने क्या किया है, डेली उनको कुछ टीचर्स टॉपिक्स देते हैं जिस पर बच्चों को लिखना है, मे बी 50 to 60 वर्ड्स, बट दिस इज अ हैबिट कि कैसे हम उनके अंदर इसको हैबिचुअल कर सकते हैं, कैसे इसको लेकर आ सकते हैं. सो स्टूडेंट्स आर फॉलोइंग एंड डेली अवर टीचर्स आर चेकिंग. उसके बाद हम वीकली एक कॉम्पिटिशन भी लेकर आते हैं बच्चों का, एंड वी अनाउंसिंग द प्राइजेस फॉर देम. सो देयर आफ्टर जो हमारे 6 to 8 स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनके लिए हमने कंपोजिशन टाइप, स्टोरी टेलिंग अबाउट, स्टोरी राइटिंग अबाउट देयर नियरेस्ट एनवायरनमेंट. इसके साथ साथ क्या है कि एवरी सैटरडे या मे बी एवरी वेडनेसडे आई एम मेकिंग द वीडियो स्पेशली फॉर पेरेंट्स, क्योंकि पेरेंट्स जब तक मोटिवेट नहीं है, एक तो वो बच्चों को अलाउ नहीं करते हैं उनके मोबाइल यूज करने के लिए, और सबके पास मोबाइल भी नहीं है. तो स्पेशली हमने पेरेंट्स को भी फोकस किया है, एंड काउंसलिंग सेशन भी हम रखते हैं उनका. और इसी से रिलेटेड हमने क्या किया कि जो टीचर्स जिनको डिजिटल मान सकते हैं कि उनको अभी ऑनलाइन टीचिंग नहीं आया था, तो जो हमारे कंप्यूटर टीचर हैं उन्होंने 8 days का खुद उनको ट्रेनिंग दिया है, स्टूडेंट्स को भी. इवन सम पेरेंट्स आर आल्सो इंक्लूड देयर कि आपको कैसे सारी चीजें बच्चों से कराना है, उनको समझाना है. सो अभी तो यही है. इसके अलावा हमने जो है डेली 3 वर्ड्स रिलेटिंग टू कोरोना वायरस कि जो एनवायरनमेंट चला हुआ है, जो आप न्यूज रीडिंग करते हैं या न्यूज आप सुन रहे हैं, डेली आपको 3 वोकैब जो है हिंदी में लिखना है, 3 आपको इंग्लिश में लिखना है. तो कहीं ना कहीं जब बच्चा हमारे पास आएगा पोस्ट लॉकडाउन, सो इट विल नॉट बी डिफिकल्ट फॉर द टीचर्स. एंड ऑब्वियसली आफ्टर लॉकडाउन वी हैव टू मेक द अरेंजमेंट फॉर ऑफलाइन एंड ऑनलाइन. अगर हम डायरेक्ट ऑनलाइन से उनको ऑफलाइन लेकर आएंगे तो उनको कहीं ना कहीं एक्सेप्टेबल तो नहीं होगा. तो इसके लिए जो अपनी स्मार्ट क्लासेस हैं या जो भी हैं उनके साथ उनको लेकर जाना है. सो दीज आर द प्रिपरेशन फॉर देम.
Thank you so much, Renu ma'am. You shared with us the innovations that you did during the lockdown. Thank you so much. Daily writing, weekly competition, story writing, parenting counseling and parenting videos, and typically handling the problem of one mobile phone in a house. So thank you so much for sharing your perspective with us. So I think we've had an interaction with all of you. So before we move towards the conclusion of this very web talk, I would just like to share some more things with you so that there's some food for thought, ताकि when we meet next we have some more interesting things to talk about. So अभी तक हम लोगों ने जितने भी स्कूल लीडर्स से, प्रिंसिपल से, जिन जिन लोगों से बात करी, हम लोगों को एक बहुत बेसिक चीज समझ में आई जो अभी सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज है और जो अभी हर एजुकेटर को समझना बहुत जरूरी है. We are all right now relying a lot on technology and basically ed tech, education को enable करने वाली technology. But we should all remember one thing, that most of the ed tech solutions or the technology solutions that we are using, they are not solving education problems. They are solving communication problems. So you'll have to actually think on the lines that what educational problems the world would see in the post-lockdown world. बिकॉज बच्चे को अभी समझाना और उसका अटेंटिवनेस रखना ही बहुत मुश्किल हो रखा था. अब उसकी विम्स और फैंसी पे वो डिसाइड करेगा कि वो आपसे पढ़ेगा भी तो क्या पढ़ेगा और क्या नहीं पढ़ेगा. सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक, हाउ वुड यू इवैल्यूएट, हाउ वुड यू रीच आउट टू हिम? क्योंकि एजुकेशन का एक बहुत बेस लाइन पैराडॉक्स है या प्रॉब्लम है. हमसे पिछली जनरेशन से पढ़ते हैं और अपने से अगली को पढ़ाते हैं और उससे अगली जनरेशन के लिए तैयार करने के लिए. So there is always a big disconnect between the content creator and the user of that content. और उस difference को पार करने के लिए we need a different skill set in a teacher. And after talking to so many people, दो skills जो हमें लगती हैं जो हर teacher में या हर student में आपको develop करनी होंगी in the coming times. The first one being creativity. Creativity not just in the sense of colors and paintings. Creativity in the sense of critical thinking, perceptive analysis, observation, and actually and simply put, आपको teachers को और बच्चों को सोचना सिखाना पड़ेगा. You'll have to tell them how to think. Decision models क्या होते हैं दुनिया में वो सिखाना पड़ेगा. Content को बहुत advance होना पड़ेगा because content delivery या information deliver करना now is no more a big skill because technology can easily do that. और हर skill जो आप बच्चे को सिखाएं उसको आपको एक barometer पे test करना होगा. If tech can do it, don't teach it. If tech cannot do it, then teach it. Because बच्चे को हमेशा उसके life long technology से better रहना पड़ेगा. I hope I have not missed anybody. If I've missed anybody, please, you can name yourself right now. And the second skill and the most important skill is you'll have to, अभी आपका हर बच्चा ऑनलाइन चला गया, हर पेरेंट ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म पे अवेलेबल है, उसको आपने पूरी दुनिया उसके हाथ में दे दी. एंड इस पॉइंट पे देयर इज नो पुलिसिंग दैट कैन बी डन, क्योंकि हर पेरेंट हर समय स्क्रीन नहीं देख सकता और पेरेंटल कंट्रोल हर समय सारी टेक्नोलॉजी एफिशिएंटली कर भी नहीं सकती. सो you'll have to teach them the core word meaning of the word knowledge. जो knowledge word है वो दो शब्दों से बनता है. पहला शब्द है उसका knowing and second is ledge. Ledge is where you stand. So knowing your ledge, or you'll have to teach him wisdom. आपको उस बच्चे को सिखाना होगा कि उसके लिए क्या सही है और क्या नहीं सही है, so that he himself can visualize कि where should he stop. Because उसका full stop या comma अब उसको खुद ही लगाना पड़ेगा, आप नहीं लगा पाएंगे क्योंकि आप उसे हर समय monitor नहीं कर पाएंगे. So I think on the lines of what kind of skills do you need in a student, because अब जो chapters थे या जो lecture mode था वो काम नहीं करेगा, अब discussion mode काम करेगा. और डिस्कशन मोड में जाने के लिए हमेशा आपको स्किल्स पे फोकस ज्यादा करना होगा rather than curriculum या content. So I hope you enjoyed the last 20-30 minutes. If you did, and if you want to attend the future sessions, you can open your audio, say a big yes, and thank you people for being a part of the Blub World Web Talks 51st edition. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. If you have
Thank you so much. Thank
the
you.
team will stay connected. You can share your thoughts with them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.